Reaction from the verdicts in the bingo corruption trial. We'll see why some are saying the trial was a waste. Straight ahead. The GOP straw poll is about to get underway in Iowa. A look at where the Republican hopefuls for president stand in the polls coming up. And next time you go to see a movie or to read a book, maybe you should know the ending ahead of time. We'll tell you why right now.
From ABC 32, this is the ABC 32 News at 10 in HD.
Good evening, I'm Amanda Decker. Welcome to your ABC 32 News at 10. In tonight's top story, Milton McGregor is out of the courtroom, and some are hoping that means he'll be back in his casino. Victoryland owner Milton McGregor was acquitted of 3 charges against him in the bingo corruption trial. Now residents in Macon County are reacting to the verdict from yesterday and hoping this will allow McGregor to reopen his casino. ABC 32's Morgan Hightower has more.
Traffic isn't what it used to be for Drew Thompson's business in Shorter, Alabama.
It's been quite a bit slower.
The closure of Victoryland means fewer sales, smaller bank accounts, and less customers like Jane Fisher and her husband.
I'm not too lucky at winning.
Shorter used to be a place where the Fishers spent a lot of time and money.
We usually come to Shorter, but because they weren't open, we went all the way to Biloxi.
Folks like Antoine Robbins, who had friends and family working at Victoryland, miss the business too.
Hopefully it will open back because people need jobs.
And for those looking for work, Victoryland owner Milton McGregor's not guilty verdicts mean more than the end of a lengthy trial.
Victoryland could, be looking to the future to re-employ people. I think they're down to maybe 20 or 30 employees. That's a long drop from 2,000.
Robbins agrees.
I thought it was going to be found not guilty. Yeah, because I didn't think they had nothing on him, so I thought it found not guilty. And I'm happy about it.
McGregor's not guilty verdicts are a small victory for an area that needs to win big.
Now, McGregor was found not guilty of 3 of the charges against him, and the rest were declared mistrials. Now, the prosecution has the opportunity to retry those cases, but whatever the decision, it's safe to say McGregor will always have support here in Macon County. Reporting in Shorter, Morgan Hightower, ABC 32 News.
And Victoryland has been closed now for more than a year. 2 more arrests are made in connection with the city's 22nd homicide of the year. The arrests stem from the August 1st shooting death of 21-year-old Travis Williams. 18-year-old Jarvis Dixon and 21-year-old Kendall Alexander are both charged with murder. Their arrests follow the arrest of 19-year-old Terrell Pierce, who was picked up yesterday. Travis Williams' body was found in an enclosed entranceway of an apartment complex off Gaslight Curve. Police believe he was killed during a robbery. The 3 suspects are being held without bond. Quitman County Sheriff's deputies find a man that they say kidnapped and assaulted his girlfriend. According to the Sheriff's Office, 56-year-old Johnny Womack was found here in Montgomery and arrested by U.S. Marshals. Officials say he attacked and kidnapped his girlfriend Monday evening. He then allegedly took her across state lines before the woman managed to escape. Quitman County Sheriff's deputies picked up Womack from Montgomery today. The remains of a Montgomery man missing since 2004 have been found. Larry Luster was last seen at his Montgomery home on January 4th back in 2004. On December 1st of that year, a city worker found skeletal remains under a bridge on the Northern Boulevard by I-65. No connections were made between the remains and the missing man at that time. That is until Montgomery County Sheriff Sergeant Terrence Crawford, who goes to church with Luster's wife, decided to see if there was a connection between the two. They were positively identified this week. Luster was buried earlier this week as well. Chief Meteorologist Pat Walker is joining us now in the Weather Center with a look at our Friday forecast. Hey there, Pat.
Hey, Amanda. Yay, it's Friday. Finally here. Great weather tonight. A mostly clear sky across the river region, although I do expect a few clouds coming in. Look at this. Coming in around the Memphis area tonight. We're looking at a line of strong thunderstorms rolling into Memphis. Maybe even a couple of those are severe with a little bit of wind. We've seen a little bit of bow echo action with those. So something to watch at as that will move into Mississippi tonight. Oh, we'll talk about later on whether or not it'll get here to Montgomery. But most of the night partly cloudy. It looks like we'll have some fog too. There will be isolated thunderstorms tomorrow, then scattered storms on Sunday with the cool front that's coming in our way. But of course, we'll look at those storms in a little bit more detail coming up. Amanda?
All right, thanks, Pat. 3 more names were added to Tuscaloosa's list of deaths related to the devastating April 27th tornado that tore through the city and killed more than 40 people. They are 98-year-old Helen Worm, 78-year-old Colvin Rice, and 81-year-old Ovella Andrews. All 3 were residents of the LaRocca Nursing Home at the time of the storm. Well, school is back in gear, and so are Auburn police. They're trying to prepare for the return of students to Auburn University's campus. Tonight, our Christina Chambers brings us this story.
In less than a week, Auburn University will open its doors to thousands of students for the fall semester, and Auburn police say they'll be out in full force.
This is always an exciting time of year in Auburn, but it is also a time of year when people get so involved in so many things that sometimes they just let their guard down in the area of safety.
Captain Tom Stouffer says they have 107 officers on staff.
We'll be out in force in our business areas and in our residential areas, and to include the mobile home areas and the apartment complexes. Also be giving emphasis, as we do in the fall of every year, to things such as drinking and driving and other alcohol-related issues.
Police say they're also concerned about traffic on Magnolia Avenue, where several pedestrians have been hit. In a collaborative effort between the City of Auburn and Auburn University, they're redoing the crosswalks on this road to help with this issue.
We're going to do our normal patrol through there, and hopefully everybody with the construction signs up will slow down more than they normally do without the construction being there.
Here's some extra safety tips. Stouffer says if you're parking on campus, make sure you have all of your doors locked, make sure you hide all of your belongings, and make sure you report any suspicious behavior on campus. Christina Chambers, ABC 32 News.
Auburn will start the fall semester on August 17th. Administrators at Auburn City Schools are also preparing for the future. During yesterday's Board of Education meeting, Auburn looked at the budget for the upcoming fiscal year. City officials say the revenue for the 2012 budget is about $60 million, while expenditures are about the same. Officials say with the rapid growth, Auburn has seen a 4.3% increase over last year's enrollment, which will also affect the budget. And officials with Montgomery County Schools are reminding parents of open houses offered for incoming freshmen. Brubaker Tech held its 9th grade orientation tonight, while the other high schools will hold theirs next week. Lee High School will be holding orientation Monday at 6 p.m. Carver's is Wednesday at 6, and Jeff Davis's will be Thursday at 6. Lamps orientation will also be Thursday evening, but that will begin at 6:30. Classes for all MPS students begin August 22nd. Still to come, so much for spoilers. We'll explain why the next time you plan on reading a book, you may want to find out how it ends first. ABC 32 News at 10. We'll be right back.
When you see local news happening, call the ABC 32 News hotline at 334-270-2801 or email news@abc32.com.